Hi everyone! My camera is not really focusing properly, so I'm up close and personal for the intro, but hi, I'm Sailor Solitaire, and this is your June 2017 mid-month update. I hope that you guys are all doing well. If you haven't already checked out your June 2017 readings that I posted earlier this month, please do so. I will be posting a link to the playlist for all those videos at the end of this video. So don't forget to watch that if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to also check out your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever sign you identify with. If you don't know what your other signs are, then I have made a video about how to find that out as well. So I'll be posting that at the end of this video too. I do post twice a month, every month for each and every sign, so please subscribe if you're interested in staying updated with my readings. Okay, Aries, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys have been doing better. For all the signs, there is just an increase, I guess, all around for all the signs of the zodiac, for everyone. There's an increase around this time with Neptune retrograde and just with the lunar cycle of, the full moon in Sagittarius that we just had. There is an increase in infectious diseases. So I don't want to alarm anybody, but just, I guess, keep that in mind in all activities. So obviously infectious diseases in anything, in the bedroom, in just your regular, cough and cold, or, mosquito bites or bug bites, anything like that. So just watch out for that. But anyways, on to you specifically, Aries. Alright, so the first card for you, which is a general indication of what's going on for the rest of this month of June, we have Justice. Okay, so really intense card. This is a major arcana card, so I feel like something major, something that, is nothing new. I feel like this is something that you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, maybe you should. You should be a little bit more self-aware, I guess. But with this card, I feel like this is something, a pattern, just a karmic lesson that you guys are not learning. And I feel like this is something that has been a part of you for, the past 5-10 years maybe. And it's just a part of, your nature, or a part of just something that you've learned over the years, maybe a defense mechanism or just a way of coping, but it's catching up to you. And I feel like, whatever reason that you've kind of internalized this, or you've adapted this attitude, or whatever, this coping mechanism, this defense mechanism, for whatever reason, it's kind of getting to a point where you need to let it go now, and it's coming to a point where it's no longer an acceptable excuse or an acceptable reason. And I feel like enough time has passed that the karma associated with that, the lesson that you need to learn from that, is like it's kind of being hammered into you, and it's almost like you're oblivious to it now. And I feel like people around you can kind of see it, and it's kind of like obvious to everyone except for you. With this Justice card, she is blindfolded, or not blindfolded. The regular or the typical depiction of this card is a woman who is blindfolded. But for this picture, this illustration of this Justice card, she does have her eyes closed, and she has a sword kind of truth in her hand, and she does have the power here to separate wrong from right, good from evil. But this is just in terms of other people. So with the Justice card, a main theme here is that you, when you're, not involved, when you're not directly or emotionally involved in the situation, you can distinguish, right from wrong. You can think logically and rationally about things. But when it comes to you, and this is similar to the High Priestess, but when it comes to you and your matters, you kind of, all that logic and reasoning goes out the window. And I feel like there's definitely a bias here. So I feel like for some of you, you need to really learn a hard lesson. And so you can't always, get away with how you've been acting, how you've been treating people. And it's really, the universe looking out for you, because as much as you are hurting other people in this process, it's not, good for you, good for your relationships, good for your soul. So I feel like a lesson will be learned. And I feel like if you are open to it, you open your eyes and you are willing to accept things and to learn from it and to, move on from it, things will go right for you. But if you, remain in ignorance and you remain, you keep your eyes closed to all this, you may be able to, judge other people, and you may be able to get a handle of, of what to do in their situation. You're not going to be able to help yourself. And I do feel like things are going to be, coming to the surface one way or another, and you may have to learn things the hard way. And if you don't learn from them once and for all, you're going to just keep repeating the cycle. And if you've been wondering, why good things are happening to you, or why you keep getting hurt in the same way or by the same people or whatever, why you keep having to repeat these things, and it's like the same old story, well, I feel like you need to kind of stop just being so helpless in this matter and try to open your eyes and try to think about, something that you can learn so that you can finally move on from this chapter in your life, which I feel like has been going on for so long, years and years. So something to take note of is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Seven of Cups is a card to me of, again, just refusing to see the truth, being kind of lost in this fantasy world. In both of these cards, the, main character, the person here, the lady, has her eyes closed, and similar poses here. They're both just unconcerned with what's going on, and there's a lot going on in the background, and, things on the outside, I guess, seem good. Everything seems perfectly normal, perfectly happy. You guys seem to be enjoying things, but you guys are not really opening your eyes. You guys aren't living in your own truth. And so I feel like you guys are kind of scared to come down. You guys have it's like when you climb something high, but then when you look down, you're frozen, you can't get down. This Seven of Cups kind of embodies that, because this girl here is kind of riding a dragon on a rainbow, and whatever things, you're on a high right now, whatever that may be to you. Things are looking good, and you don't want to come down from that. You don't want to face reality. You don't want to come back down to earth. And I feel like it was a good time for you guys to explore kind of that detached version of reality for a little bit. And it's okay to kind of dabble in that for a healthy amount of time. But I feel like with these two cards, you are, refusing to come back down to earth, and you may be denying yourself of, good opportunities, and you may be just ignoring resources that are right in front of you because of your fear. So definitely there's a fear here, and I feel like there's kind of a refusal to break down the walls of ignorance, and you want to live in that ignorance for a little bit longer, because it's scary to finally take that away and to have to face the reality of the situation. So I feel like definitely there's a refusal of moving on, and you're holding yourself back. You're limiting your own self by not wanting to learn and not wanting to take those steps forward. So general advice for you, Aries, would be the Emperor. So the Emperor is your card, Aries. This is associated with you. This is, fire energy. You can see all that fire all around here. And this Emperor is all about taking charge. So there's definitely that Mars energy here where, you guys are just ruthless, and you guys will just, use your passion to move you forward. So as general advice, I feel like you need to stop being scared, stop living in ignorance, and you need to, just take charge. Don't think about it too much, and just go with your gut, and to use that energy, that raw passion that is inside of you, and to just push you forward, because you guys are a cardinal sign, and I feel, which means that, you guys are the ones who start things. You guys are the leaders of the zodiac. And I feel like I've said this message to you guys before, but maybe, you need more of a push in that right direction. With these two cards, definitely there's stagnation going on. There's a refusal to come back down to earth and to face reality. There is a feeling of, being comfortable where you are, staying in, the same state of mind, the same stage in life that you guys are comfortable in and that you guys are familiar with. And there's a fear of the future, fear of having to work harder, having to grow and to expand, to move forward. You guys want to stay exactly where you are. And so this Emperor card is reminding you that, you have the power to move forward. That is in your nature to go, ahead of the crowd and to lead, to take the steps in the right direction. And I feel like you guys are not in that right state of mind right now. There's a fear, a paralyzing fear, and maybe even just almost an addiction to, just the pleasures in life. And you may be overindulging, and you may be just loving where you are now, even though, deep down you might know that it's not real and it's not fulfilling you in a way that you want to be fulfilled. And so this is reminding you to do something for your soul, and to remember that you guys are so capable, and that you guys have it in you to get out of whatever situation you're in, or to push yourself. Maybe you're not in a necessarily bad relationship or a bad situation wherever you are, but it's just maybe you've outgrown it. It's no longer serving you, and you are not being completely fulfilled, and you're ignoring certain parts, certain facts about your situation in order for you to stay happy with where you are. But I definitely feel like you guys are in need of like an upgrade, or in need of a push. You guys are stagnating, and you need to constantly be moving forward in order for you guys to feel happy and to feel alive. Especially you, Aries, because again, you guys are the cardinal fire signs. So this card is here to remind you to, free yourself from that fantasy world, so that you can make real, tangible steps in the physical world. And then you can go back to enjoying things. And this time it'll be, 100% genuine pleasure, not just, mindless overindulgence or just being comfortable where you are. So the outcome card for you guys is Temperance, another major arcana card. And so we have here another woman who has her eyes closed, but this time this card has to do with change. So definitely there's that moderation here. So we do have these two cards here. Now this Seven of Cups has more to do with, living in fantasy and exploring, just the less concrete matters of life and more of the imagination. The Justice card does have to do with truth, but obviously truth in a socially constructed way, so not an absolute truth. And this card can indicate, being biased and just kind of there's definitely an ignorance factor here. And this Emperor is just, just going after things in the real world and kind of being totally, I don't want to say ruthless, but totally, action oriented. And while these two cards are more about, sitting back and thinking and using, your thoughts to kind of prolong the decision making, but this is all about decision making and going after what you want. And this Temperance card is that balance. It's that moderation. So I feel like right now, you Aries, most of you are are more in that stage where you're just thinking things over, and you're stagnating. You're not moving. You're not making any movements. And so instead of kind of going too far into that ruthless mentality and getting too action oriented and too quick and eager to move, instead of kind of doing a complete 180 and just getting up and going while you've been stuck, instead of taking things to the other extreme, this card is saying that you guys are going to find balance. And this card is all about change, but in a healthy, positive way. This is about blending elements together and to, take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and kind of putting together, blending things together, making a concoction of just the perfect solution to your problems. So this is not about giving up your pleasure. This is not about, completely being a mindless robot where you are denying yourself of basic pleasures, and instead of treating or not treating yourself, you are going to be more in balance and living more in moderation. So I guess a lot of you are feeling stuck, but instead of, doing a complete 180 and all of a sudden just dropping everything and, making any rash decisions, instead of doing that, this card is reminding you to take things slow. You don't have to, go cold turkey on certain things. Do things gradually at your own pace. So, you don't have to give up everything, and you don't have to be so harsh. But definitely, as your general advice being this Emperor card, this fire energy, you do need to make some movement. Stop mulling things over in your head and stop overthinking things, and just take some action. Otherwise, you will be stuck and lost in your own imagination, and you may get left behind. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found that helpful, insightful, meaningful, valuable for you. And I recommend you guys watch your other signs as well as your June 2017 reading that I posted earlier this month. If you have any feedback, I am all ears. Any comments at all, questions, any insights you feel like you want to share, please share them down below in the comments. I love getting comments from you. I love talking with you guys, so don't be shy. And until then, I want to thank you so much for watching, everybody's continued support. I love you guys so much. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you again. And I wish you peace, joy, happiness, so much love. It's all love. Take care.